Hey, how's it going? It's been a while. Some updates that has happened recently. As you saw in my last video, that was in the Redwood National Forest. I'm on a little road trip right now in my car, in my Jeep. As we talk about stuff, I'm gonna make a sandwich. So my last day of work was about a week ago, working at Elevation. I know it's kind of sad, but hopefully we'll still be making some videos over there for you. The reason I'm not working there anymore is because I'm moving up to Portland for my last year of school in product design at University of Oregon. So my last day of work was on Sunday, and then I moved out of my apartment on Monday and went straight into my car and started my road trip. So it was just like a super stressful, fast week. Like that whole week leading up to that moment. I'm gonna move you just a little bit. Starting like a month ago or something, I started trying to build out the back of my Jeep. Just like something super simple. What I basically did was I just took the spare tire compartment, like in the back. It had like a little trapdoor thing to it. I remade that out of wood. So that I could then build little slide out tables. Basically it was for cooking. So I did that. I technically didn't finish it, but I have this mattress that basically holds the weight of the tables, so then it kind of works out. And you probably saw it in my Redwood video. Oh, my back is on fire. So on Monday when I moved out of my apartment, I drove to go visit a couple of my friends. And then we went on like little short hikes and stuff. From there I went to the Redwoods, and that's the video that you saw.
Hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. The future is bright. Oh, you and I, we got it. Oh, we don't need no more. Even in the hard times, you and I can weather any storm.
Then I hung out near the Bay Area. It's freaking cold. As you can probably tell, this isn't the Sequoia National Forest. What this is future Bryce looking back at the videos that he took in Sequoia and realizing that he didn't tell enough information about certain parts of the trip. So I'm here now to fill in what Sequoia Bryce missed, you know? Yep. And drop my phone. Alright, I changed spots because it got a little bit crowded and I get nervous talking to the camera in front of people. So I'll just tell the story here. Also, I tried filming in a different location yesterday. Gonna find out my microphone was dead, so then none of the footage worked, so I'm here again to repeat the story. So that's cool. Freezing out here. Okay, so we'll start with the Bay Area. I can't even talk because my face is frozen. But I went and visited my girlfriend Janice in her hometown near the Bay Area. And we just went on adventures over there. She showed me around her town, which was super cool. It was cool putting together like places that she would tell me about, and like in real life, and I got to like visit it, and it's super sweet. We ended up camping in my car for a night. That was cool. That was fun. She was dog sitting for one of their family friends and stuff, and so we had a dog, like an adventure dog with us, so that was cool. He was very cool. Other than taking up the most of the bed in the car, he was a very cool dude. When we camped out, we woke up in the morning to like a super beautiful view and stuff, and we took some photos, which is cool. That was super fun. And then she showed me some beaches. We went to some beaches, a couple different ones that she really liked going to. There's a thing that we always do on our adventures where whenever there's water, she really loves the water, so she will always get in the water no matter what. But I'm not too good with cold, as you can tell. I'm very bundled up right now, but I always try to get in the water even though I'm freezing and it'll be cold. I just can't like last in the water very long. But in one of the beaches when it was kind of cold, I actually did a pretty good job, not gonna lie. I was in there for at least like, it had to have been like 20 minutes, and even though I was high-pitched screaming when the water would touch my back, or when I would splash her and then regret it because she'd splash me back and I'd run away. I feel like I lasted pretty long in the water, so that was super fun. Basically, I just hung out in the Bay Area for a few days, not only going to climbing gyms and stuff, but also just kind of hanging out. I would sleep in San Rafael, kind of near this park and stuff. So in the daytime, I would just kind of chill at the park, and there's this hill that I would just sit and play the uke at right in the middle of the day while my solar panels are charging up my battery. And so that was a really nice time just to kind of hang out in a beautiful view, you know? Checked out a lot of climbing gyms. Went to this super sick climbing gym called Pacific Pipe. I think it's the largest climbing gym in the US. So like I got in there and I was so excited. Climbed a lot of cool stuff over there. Got a few 9s and then got this 10. Met a few people, met a few really good people.
Don't you think
So after the Bay Area, I went to Ripon. I visited my friend Ethan, who was in the previous video, Leavenworth video. He was the one trying his project nocturnal up at the garden. So I stayed at his place for a little bit, like a couple days, and visited his climbing gym that he works at. It was a very sweet gym, very well designed. I was kind of freaking out about the design because I used to want to be an architect, and I just like design in general, so I was like, whoa, this is so sick, you know? So it did that, and then from there I went to Sequoia National Park, which is where I filmed everything, but apparently I didn't do a very good job of filming because I left out a lot of details about where I went. So I will give you a tour of my campsite at Sequoia. Since we're in like a bear area, we have to keep all of our stuff in these bear food storage things. So I have my battery in here. This is what I've been powering everything. How I charge my phone and all that. It's a Jackery 1000, and that's currently hooked up to my Dometic fridge. I think it's a 35 CFX 35. So in there, that's where I have all my food, cereal, and then just some other stuff. So that's the bear canister. My hammock is set up right over there. I took a fat nap earlier today in there. Here's a little campsite. There's Colossus, my Jeep. You can check out my adventures on that Instagram if you want. But yeah, that's pretty much it. At Sequoia, I didn't really know what to do because I didn't really have like service, and a bunch of the places like ranger station places were closed. So I didn't really know what kind of hikes there were or anything like that. I didn't really do research. I just kind of spontaneously went to the Sequoia National Forest. I did hear about this one giant tree called General Sherman tree, I believe, from Ethan and his dad. So that was like the only thing that I went off of. So I just like looked for signs and tried to find it and stuff. So I went and explored that.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know, if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling down.
After Sequoia, I went back to Ripon to hang out with Ethan just for like a day or so. We ended up climbing outside, which was super cool. He showed me a local area that him and his friends would go to, and that was very fun. He sent like a V7 or something called Orbit, maybe? You don't need to know about that. Don't need to know about that. Just let me love you. 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 Just let me love you.
Dude, that was sick.
But then after that, my friends Roman and Jade, and they haven't been in a video yet. I wanted them to be in this video, but we just didn't have time to film and stuff. But they ended up meeting me in Ripon because they were also on like a little car camping trip. We ended up going and exploring together for the next few days. From Ripon, Roman, Jade, and I, we all drove down to Mariposa. We like ventured around the town a little bit, but we ended up sleeping on the side of the road, like parking our cars on the side of the road in this one spot, and just kind of hung out. During the nighttime, I would go into their car, and we'd all just kind of like hang out and talk, and there was a lot of funny moments and stuff that happened. But basically, we woke up from that place in Mariposa. We didn't really know originally where we were going to go, but then in the morning when we woke up, we decided to go to Mammoth Lakes. But in order to go to Mammoth Lakes, we had to drive through Yosemite. So that was pretty cool. So we went to Yosemite first, like Yosemite Valley. Drove through because we only had a pass-through permit, which means that you had to drive straight through without actually like parking. We couldn't like get out of the car and stuff. We still got to see a lot of the cool places in Yosemite just for a little bit while we were passing through. And then through Yosemite Valley, we went to Mammoth Lakes. This is probably one of my favorite locations that we went to because we were literally surrounded by mountains and stuff, and it was super sick. I'm like super bundled up. My toes are so frozen. Like when I smile, I feel super uncoordinated. Like my face is very slow to move. Even like talking is very hard to do. Okay. So when I was with Roman and Jade, our first stop was this place within Mammoth that was apparently not a place that we were allowed to stay at, but we didn't know that. So it was a pretty cool spot. We set up like hammocks and stuff and just like chilled during the day. And then we ended up hiking out to this lake thing that we saw that was kind of near where our cars were parked. Kind of find out it was like some kind of like wastewater place, and so that's kind of disgusting. But there was like this random pull-up bar thing. So I mean, I had to do the pull-up bar stuff.
Back that way. All right, I'm the director. I can't.
Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. All right, director.
You're not in your position.
You're like, you're not gonna get paid.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Ooh, I've been on the flex since flex on. Neighborhood all in your eardrums. I ain't never scared like Bone Crush. Boy, I got God, don't fear none. My line busy, take no calls. Feels like I don't have no flaws. Snakes in the grass, cut those.
So we hung out during the day and then just like chilled at the campsite and stuff. And then when I was hanging out in their car at nighttime and we were just like talking and stuff, I all of a sudden heard like a noise outside because their windows in the car, their front windows were down, but they had like a mesh thing over it. So it's just to like let airflow in and stuff. And so I heard like some rustling outside and I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. Like, what is that, right? And I like kind of listened and like waited, and then I heard like a breath, like a loud breath. It was like a like that, kind of like a breathe out. And I was like, oh snap, that like sounded big. That sounded like something big, right? And so I told them and they heard it too. And then we turned on all the lights in the car, like the headlights and stuff, and there was nothing out there. And we were like, okay, you know. And I'm like kind of a scaredy cat. I'm not gonna lie, I get scared easily, you know. So I was like, low-key kind of like freaking out. But then we went back to talking, and then we started hearing rustling again. And we were like, oh snap! So we hurried up and turned on the headlights, and come to find out, it was a bear, like literally a foot from the car, that was just like rummaging around. I don't even know if rummaging is a word, but it sounds right. Yeah. It was just like right outside of a car. I think it was a cub. And then so we were like, oh, where's the mom or whatever? And then Roman points to my car, which is across the campsite. There was the mama bear, which we're assuming is the mama bear, walking around the backside of Colossus, which is my Jeep, right? And I'm like, cool, I guess I'm sleeping in your guys' car tonight, you know, because I don't want to run out there to my car with them out there. Right as we saw all these bears, I was like, in my head, I was like, dang, I gotta pee, you know? And then right after I thought that, Roman was like, dang, I gotta pee. I was like, of course, out of all timing that we had to pee, it was right when we didn't want to go outside of the car, right? We were freaking out. Roman and I were freaking out a little bit. And Jade was like playing it super cool. She works like in the Redwoods and stuff. And she's very well in tuned, well informed about like bear stuff and all that. So she was like chilling. She was like irritated with us because we were scaredy cats, you know. But basically Roman and I were like scared. What we did to pee is I feel really bad, but we turned on our car alarms and stuff just for a little bit while we peed so that they would stay away from the car, you know. I think what Roman and I were a lot like pretty scared about was that it was a mama and a cub. We didn't want it to feel like we were trying to hurt the cub, you know. So we both get out of the car, we faced back to back like brothers and just like peed and stuff. And so he started peeing and I was struggling to even get like my shorts untied. And then he's like, okay dude, I'm done, like are you gonna run back to your car? And I was like, dude, I haven't even started yet. So it like took a while for me to just like actually pee, you know. So he was just like waiting, standing there trying to like watch and look around. But then I peed and then he's like, okay, 3, 2, 1, go. And I book it back to my car. I've never got into my car so fast in my life. But anyways, that was all super fun. That was pretty much the summary of that bear encounter, you know, in the campsite. So in the morning time when we woke up, we ate breakfast and all that, and then a ranger came by. He like drove by and he's like, hey, you guys can't camp here. So that's when we found out that we couldn't really be in that area. So we ended up moving on the other side of the highway to like BLM land, so like public land. So like public land. So that was super cool because we could just like drive in on like some trails and just find wherever we wanted to camp. And it was super hot. We ended up tying some like black bed sheets that I had across, like draped across both of our cars to create like some shade because there was like zero shade. So when we got to that spot, that was when we were just like completely surrounded by mountains and stuff. And so we just like hiked around, took a bunch of cool photos and just hung out. We ended up going to like a hot springs, which was super cool. That was like, I know I've said like super cool like in that same tone many times during this video, but there's just so many cool spots that I went to, you know? The thing with Roman and Jade is that they're very good cooks, and so during dinner especially, they would cook like a full-on meal, like good meal, like good food. It was like they weren't even camping because the food that they cooked seemed like something that they would cook like they could cook at home. So it was like super aesthetic seeing them cook when it was sunset, because you'd get this like orange background behind them and they'd just be kind of like in their zone doing their thing while I'm eating my like canned food, you know, that I got from my trunk. I loved waking up to mountains, you know, like right outside of Colossus. Like I just opened the tailgate and there would be mountains. Also there's geese. I don't know if you can hear the geese, but that's pretty aesthetic. They're like flying in the background, so that's cool. Also look at this giant rock behind me. That's so cool. I'm a sucker for rocks and like mountains and stuff. That's why Mammoth Lake's like in that area, I was like freaking out because I love mountains. They have a sticker on my car that literally says like mountains, please. You know? Anyways, after we were done in Mammoth, am I getting hypothermia? I can't even talk. After Mammoth Lakes, we went down to Bishop just for the day. Ended up going to this super dope antique shop where this guy was telling me all these stories about like living in the Philippines and like getting these fossilized crabs, which I bought one for Janice and stuff. We didn't climb in Bishop because it was like really smoky. That's when a lot of the fires were happening and stuff, and we didn't have pads. But it's still cool to kind of be there. That was my first time in Bishop. It was very cool to go into a coffee shop and the person working has a Friction Labs shirt, which is the chalk brand that I use. So that was just like really cool to see. So I'm like, oh, you're a climber, you know? And all the books that they have on the sides are all like climbing related. From Bishop, we went straight back to Mariposa, back through Mammoth Lakes, through Yosemite, and then to Mariposa to that same spot that we camped at before. Oh, I'm getting cold. I think I should hurry up. We went back to Mariposa, slept in that same place that we did before. And then in the morning, we part ways. So overall, that was a really good time with Rome and Jade. It was a very fun, like, bonding time, you know? And it was just a cool adventure with friends. I hang out with them a lot in Eugene because they also go to school in the area and stuff. So I feel like with that trip, we got a lot closer. Even with hanging out with Ethan, even though we didn't go on like a super big adventure thing, we had very funny nights just hanging out at his house. So overall, it was just a really good time. After Mariposa, I went back to the Bay Area. Picked up Janice. Technically, I didn't pick her up, I guess, because she ended up driving. Janice and I had a trip to Monterey planned, so we ended up driving down to Monterey. Checked out some lighthouses in that area. We also got like a cool Airbnb. That was an RV, so it was like an Airbnb RV, or as I like to call it, RV&B. That was a bad joke. Okay. All right. So the RV was super sick. She ended up choosing that one for us and stuff. And during I believe it was our first night. She's vegan, so there's like only certain places that we can go eat or like find food for her and stuff. We have a tradition of getting pad thai from pad thai food places. There's this pad thai food place that we went to, and come to find out it was closed. Just like randomly, it was closed. And so we didn't really know what to get for food that night. So we ended up going on this like little mini adventure throughout the town, just trying to search for food. And we went to like random markets in like random towns that definitely did not have vegan stuff. And it was like we were both hangry, but at the same time it was super funny and we were delirious because we just wanted to eat. But we ended up just eating cereal just for dinner. Honestly, I feel like it was a pretty cute moment just to eat cereal for dinner and watch movies or like TV shows and stuff. So I liked it. It was pretty fun. And it's funny to like look back on, you know. Also, I can't feel my face. Okay, so then after like the next day, we went to Monterey Bay Aquarium. That aquarium is so dope. It was so cool. That aquarium is one of her favorite places. This aquarium's pretty dope because they do a lot of rescuing and rehabilitation, unlike other aquariums that might just like keep animals there just because. So the aquarium is like right on the water, so you can like go outside to these like little platforms, like decks or whatever, and just look out onto the ocean. It's super cool. Like the aquarium's huge. We were there for so many hours. We were also probably there for so many hours because we'd get to a fish tank and we'd just like sit down on the floor. Then we'd just like stare at all the fishies and all the marine life inside of the tanks and stuff. That was a super cute moment. I had a lot of fun. And this isn't sponsored or anything, but Monterey Bay Aquarium does a lot of good stuff for like the environment and like climate change thing. I'll show it on the screen. Maybe I'll like step to the side or something. But I'll show it on the screen. On their website, they have a lot of information that you can go and read, having to do with like plastic pollution, sustainable seafood, California's ocean ecosystem, and then just like overall climate change stuff. They have good descriptions on each issue, but then even things that you can do to try and help and like help combat those problems, you know. Not only that, they even talk about what their aquarium does to help out with those issues. So you can go check it out, so you can just get more information about it and see how you can play your part in helping fix these problems. There's even a spot to donate on their website where the money goes into researching how to solve these problems and helping the aquarium with all that kind of stuff. You can even donate in honor of someone or like in memory of someone, which is pretty cool. So I'll leave all those links in the bottom so you can check it out. Like I said, you don't even need to donate. You could just be more well informed about different issues. If you know that there's a lot of problems with the environment and you don't know how you can help, this is a good way to start, so you can check out their website. After the aquarium, we went to Lover's Point and we hung out over there on the beach while eating some good food and stuff. Overall, it was a super great time. I really enjoy going on adventures with her, obviously. And that was probably one of our bigger adventures that we went on. So it was very cool to be in some of her favorite places and get to share that time with her. It's just really fun memories, you know? Moments like that mean the world to me, so it was very cool. So after that, I think we just drove back to the Bay Area, and then I might have stayed for like a couple days, hung out with Janice just for a little bit, went to a couple of her favorite places, and then I drove straight from Petaluma back to Eugene. Alright, that's it. Alright, I think that's done. I think that's the California trip. So that's pretty cool. I'm freezing. I can't feel my toes. My face. I can't feel my face. That's a song. Also, okay, 360, ready? Wait for it. Wait. I think I'm doing this wrong. Or it's just frozen. Okay, wait. Bonus points if you can name this place. Wait, I should have had it turned this way. This is so much doper. Doper? So much doper. That looks like a dinosaur fossil. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty cool. I can't feel my fingers. Okay. It's time to go. It's freezing. As always, there's links in the description to different protein powders that I use, training stuff that I use, camera gear that I use, and now links to environmental things that you can click on and learn more about that. Have an awesome day, okay? I don't care if you're looking at this at nighttime, then have an awesome night, and then an awesome day. Or in the morning, then have an awesome day, and then at night. Go explore these fun places. The main thing that I want people to take away from this is that I'm just a regular dude, and I had a goal of exploring cool places, and I really wanted to build out my car. Just take the first step, okay? You can do whatever you set your mind to. You just have to put in the effort, even if it's a little bit, to work towards it, okay? I believe in you. You can do this. I'm always here if you need me, okay? Alright, bye. It's freezing, dude. It's so oh, look at that. Wait, where is it? Where is it? There's like a rocket ship? A plane? Can you see it? Wait. It's it right there. That's it. I thought it was a meteorite. It's not a meteorite. That'd be cool though. That'd be cool. If it, oh, this angle is so cool. Look how snowy it is. Oh, snap.